Hey guys, welcome to today's 160 video. Today, continuing our trend of looking at figures that have been recently released, we have MMS 751, that being Ket Fisto. So just before I begin, we are going to have a fair few videos this week. I'm hoping tomorrow we will have a look at Shin Hati and the recently released EXO Captain Sulu, and then on Friday we will have Commander Gregor. Thank you, Jefferson Tan, for that one, and possibly even more figures. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, this is our standard Star Wars shoe style box. We can see Ket Fisto on the front there, the image of the figure itself. We can see the ribbon giving us the name and figure information with an alternative pose with the Jedi robe on. And then in this side of the box, we get another image of the figure with the Jedi robe. And then this just reminds us of who the figure is and his figure number. Like always, we are going to get the cardboard art insert. Interestingly enough, this one looks Clone Wars inspired. However, it doesn't showcase the Clone Wars armor that comes with him, which I think is a missed opportunity by Hot Toys with this image, considering that he's surrounded by clones. Alrighty, let's see what our Jedi Knight comes with. So we have the two relaxed hands that are currently on the figure. We have this kind of a force gesturing hand. We have this force gesturing hand. So you can see that they have done a pretty good job of adding texture to the hands, making him appear very alien-like, which is quite well done. And then we get a hand for holding the saber in that same pattern. Additionally, we get the clone gauntlets that he wore in the Clone Wars episodes that he was in. Nicely weathered pieces of clone armor. And then we get these three hands. So we do get some kind of force hands with the clone armor. You can see that it's got the symbol there, and then it's got like an opened glove, which is really quite cool. Very nice, very well done. We have the same for the opposite side, and then once again we have a saber wielding hand. We get our nameplate, which says Ket Fisto. You can see that it is that standard style base, but we get the little card to go over it if that's what you wish. We of course get the battery pack accessories and the saber allowing you to have it lit. And then of course we have the standard saber hilt. Pretty cool saber, one that we haven't gotten from Hot Toys before. We have had Sideshow do it with assistance from Hot Toys, I want to say, but I can't remember if Ket Fisto was one of the Sideshow figures that had Hot Toys input or not. We of course have the standard lit blade and the swishing blade, extra wrist pegs in case you break them, and then of course we have a Jedi robe. It does have wire in the hood, and the material is quite nice. I think this is one of the nicer robes that I've had, that I've held. It's definitely a nice material, and the color is on point. Definitely an upgrade from what the robe on the Sideshow version was. Alrighty, let's take a look at the figure himself. You can see there that the paint application is very cool. This guy is a bit on the taller side. And we can see some really awesome Jedi tunic there. I will note that the boots are one piece. There is ankle pivot in there, but they are one piece. So they're not cut at the ankle. So you will have some articulation, just not a huge deal. Also noted, like the Sideshow one, the tentacles at the back are going to make him rather top heavy. So you do want to watch that in case he does fall. You can see that they are very nicely detailed. I honestly can't remember if the Sideshow one had this much detail on the back. I did own it for a very, very long time. But I recently boxed him up once I got the invoice for this guy. And I was going to do a comparison, but if you saw, I did list a whole bunch of figures on Marketplace over the weekend. And this guy was one of them. The Sideshow one was one of them, so yeah, but no, really like it, definitely. The expression, I get that they've gone for the episode 3 one rather than the little smile that he gave in episode 2, but yeah, it looks fantastic. Those huge eyes looking quite reflective. Very cool. There is a spot for him to hold the saber on the belt there, if you're not planning on using it. And of course, if you want to, you can just put the clone gauntlets on over the robe there. Very tempted to do so. I can see why people bought 2 now. I was thinking to myself, yep, I'm just going to have the robe on, just like I did with the Sideshow one, and then I went, oh, he might actually do look really good in those gauntlets. But yes, so much coming out in terms of 6 scale figure, so I'm not definitely not going to get 2 of them. But yeah, very cool figure, I feel. Not 1,000,000% necessary if you only want like mainline characters, etc. But for someone like me that wants as many Jedi and as many clones and things as possible, was a must. And I will say he is a pretty good upgrade from the Sideshow one. Obviously a 25 figure versus a 2007 figure, you would want it to be a huge upgrade. But yes, I can definitely see why this guy is pushing for versus the 140, 150 that the original Sideshow one was, if that, at retail. So you can obviously futz around with it to make it look a bit neater, a bit nicer, but just very quickly changed over the gauntlets so you can get an idea or an appreciation for what it looks like. Very cool in the gauntlets. If you want to have him in his Clone Wars style look. And finally, the Jedi robe. I would probably recommend, if you're going to futz around with it, you probably want to remove the sculpt. It is quite a tricky robe to get on because of the front tentacles. And of course, the hood itself will sit behind the large tentacles at the back. But overall, it's a very nice long robe, and I think it'll fit nicely. You can see that I've kind of tucked the robe under, revealing the gauntlets there, or to say the hand armor, giving the illusion that that these pieces are under the robe. I think maybe I'll do a mixture of both, but this is how I'll probably display him, as if he's got the gauntlets on under the robe. I might be able to just have both of it on, but I think just how I've got it now will work well. Anyway guys, this has been our look at MMS 751, that being Ket Fisto. Hopefully you enjoyed the look at this figure and the information provided in the video. Do keep a lookout for those extra videos coming over the next couple of days. And of course we have the chat and then we have the main Facebook group as well if you haven't already joined that. Anyway guys, thank you for watching.